Welcome back to Daytime Auto here on Rogers TV. You know how much we love telling great stories on this show, and my next guest has just an amazing story to share. So I'll just introduce you to her right away. Leila Jakubinek joins me. She is an amateur Muay Thai athlete and a women's coach and personal trainer. Leila, welcome to the show.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I said, and I really mean this, because you know when you wrote to us and how you explained how you got into the sport, I thought was just amazing, and it's obviously it changed your life. Tell me, so what was the beginning of you getting into the sport?
Well, basically, I was tired of my former sport. I was never an athlete, and I was playing ultimate frisbee with my friends, and I hated every minute of it.
Really?
I'm not an athlete, and I hate running. So the whole game is running. So I decided to quit that, and I'm like, okay, time for me to do something new. What should I do? I always wanted to do kickboxing, but like as a kid, my parents didn't really know where to go for that. So I decided, hey, sure, why not? I'm 26, let's try something new.
Okay.
So I told my friend, I'm gonna do boxing or kickboxing. And she was like, no, do Muay Thai. Muay Thai, you get to elbow and you get to knee as well. I'm like, okay, sure, let's do that. So I looked up online to find the closest gym nearby, and I went for a free trial, but I sat in the parking lot for about half an hour waiting because I was like terrified and doing it by myself. Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely terrified.
So, I mean, you described the sport a little bit there, right? But can you expand on that? How else would you describe it?
Sure. So Muay Thai kickboxing, or Muay Thai, is basically kickboxing, but you're doing elbows and knees as well as boxing and kicking. There's 3 rounds. They're 2 to 3 minutes, depending on your level. Usually amateur, it's 2 minutes, and then as you go to professional, it's 3 minutes.
Is it fair to say that mixed martial arts probably came out of this type of
striking.
sport?
Yeah. Of course.
And now you are the North American heavyweight champion, which just blows my mind. You started 7 years ago, am I right?
About there. I started in 2016, but I only started competing in 2018.
I see.
So it's a later in life
So tell me about that journey, how you ended up becoming heavyweight champion.
Well, as I mentioned, like I did the class, and when I signed up, I just wanted to justify paying for my membership. And then eventually it was like 3 days a week. And then I'm like, oh, I like this. Let's do 5 days a week. Let's do twice a day. Let's try sparring. I want to compete. And then eventually it was just to see how far I can go while I can go type of thing. And since Ottawa doesn't have as many opportunities for competing, I have to look outside. So I ended up in Iowa at this big giant tournament that led to me being a North American heavyweight champion.
Congratulations. I mean, that's
Thank you.
Are you still seeing the same coach to this day?
Yeah, same coach. I switched gyms. I followed him to his gym, and I'm still training.
Because that's an important that's an important piece, right? Like that relationship, especially to get to the point where you're at today. Is that one of the reasons why you wanted to become a trainer yourself?
100%. It's definitely one of the reasons why I want to be a trainer and a coach, because I want to provide people that supportive, non-judgmental environment. I want to help them grow, depending whatever their goals are.
And specifically, you wanted to work with women. Why?
Yes. Well, just because of the fact that, like, for martial arts or even in the gym, it is a very male-dominated environment. And I know myself, I was super intimidated going into it. I want to make it as comfortable, as easy, as welcoming as possible for them, and work with them with that and whatever their needs are.
You know, you sort of joked and said you weren't a great athlete and you weren't athletic, but you know, obviously you found something that suits you and that fits you. But you know, if for a beginner, you know, you mentioned how intimidated you were. How would you help a beginner? You know, like if a viewer's watching now and they're kind of intrigued about the sport, what would you tell them to make them feel more comfortable?
Basically, I would just tell them to come in, give it a try. You're only going to get better. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It might be scary, but still do it. It'll be fun.
A lot of martial arts have, you know, sort of philosophies behind them. Is it the same with this?
Yeah, it's a very respect and culture type of based. So it's all about representing the best you for your coach, for your family, for whatever you believe in.
What about family and friends? What did they think about you? First of all, getting into it, and then, of course, you know, being like, you know, the best in North America.
My friends absolutely loved it. They thought it was amazing. They were also completely shocked. They didn't really expect it. No, not at all. My parents are finally fully on board. They were not the happiest about their little girl getting punched in the face, but
I can understand that. You know, I have a daughter and a son, and you know, either of them. I mean, even when I remember getting my son into football, and my wife wasn't excited exactly excited about him getting into football, but has eventually sort of came around. Do your parents come and watch you compete? Have they ever?
Well, I've only competed in Ottawa once, but they watch all of the online live streams of any of my competitions. They came to the Ottawa one. My mom watches though like this the whole time, covering her face and just peeking through. But no, they support and everything like that.
What was it like preparing to to become the North American heavyweight champion?
Exhausting. Yeah. It was a gruesome fight camp. It was about 6 weeks because I took it on sort of last minute, and it was like 5-hour-a-day training, twice a day type of thing, and it was exhausting. Lots of running, but it was great. I loved every minute of it.
How do you balance then work, life, competing, socializing, and putting that all together?
With a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Well, that's also part of the reason why I love my career, because I am able to do what I love and also work and do what I love that way. So it really goes hand in hand. And in my personal life, the people in my life, they're super understanding of my balance, and I just fit it in that way.
Yeah, because I was going to say, if you were working, in an office and trying to, compete at that level, would you almost think that it's almost impossible?
It's doable. I know some people who do it, but it's really hard. Like, I know they struggle with that. So it's definitely feasible, but it's not the easiest.
As a trainer, what kind of feedback have you been getting from clients who have started with you?
They love it. They love the fact that, like, for starters, I'm a competitor, an athlete, and I may not look like a stereotypical athlete, so they can relate, not necessarily. They can see, I can eventually accomplish this.
Right.
And
Leila, if someone wants to get in touch with you, we've got a woman that's watching right now, and they're like, I want to be the next North American heavyweight champion, or just, do it because they're looking for some exercise, and it's social as well. How do they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me on my website at www.ljdynamicfitness.com.
Excellent. Congratulations, Leila. I mean, what an amazing story.
Thank you.
It's really, really love having you on the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. Coming up after the break, we're going to introduce you to another artist from the 10 Collective. The big show is coming up this weekend. We'll give you all the details right after this. Don't go anywhere.